Welcome back to the deep dive, where we take that stack of information you have and turn it into something you can actually use.
Exactly.
And today, we are going to try and fundamentally redefine what financial success even looks like.
Yeah, for you, for the listener,
Yeah.
because we're moving away from that whole high consumption looking rich idea.
Right. And focusing squarely on, well, one single concept.
Asset accumulation. It's about being wealthy, not just looking it.
Our mission today is to give you a real roadmap to financial freedom, which is, a very different thing from just having a high income.
And to do that, we have to talk about the golden egg versus the golden goose.
I love this metaphor. It immediately sets the stage. Let's start with that ancient fable we found in the source material.
Okay, so you have this farmer,
Right.
and he finds a magical goose that lays one solid gold egg every single morning.
He's set for life, right?
You'd think so. Absolutely.
Hmm.
The farmer is ecstatic. He sells that egg every day, and suddenly he has this massive income.
He buys the big farm, the fancy clothes.
The new tractor. By any definition most people use, he is rich. High consumption, great lifestyle. Money is just pouring in.
But his success, which is all based on that one daily egg, it starts to breed greed. He gets impatient.
He does. He starts thinking, why am I waiting for one egg a day? I bet the whole goose is full of gold.
I can have it all right now.
Right now. And that, of course, is the fatal mistake.
He cuts the goose open.
He does. He sacrifices the entire future source of his wealth for immediate gratification. He cuts it open, finds nothing but guts, and the income stops. Forever.
He literally ate the source of his prosperity.
And the outcome of that fable is the entire framework for why so many people, even people who earn a lot of money, fail financially.
We spent our whole lives obsessed with the eggs,
The paycheck, the bonus, the next income stream.
when we should be focused on protecting and, feeding the goose.
The asset, the thing that actually produces the cash flow. You can't eat the source of your wealth and expect freedom. It just doesn't work.
And that distinction is maybe the most important thing you can take away from this deep dive.
Rich versus wealthy, they are not the same thing.
Not at all. Okay, let's unpack that.
Yeah.
Because we confuse these two all the time. We see the big house, the fancy car, and we just assume, oh, that person's free.
But that assumption is based on high income, and income is temporary.
So being rich is just a measure of your current income.
Your current income tied to your current job, your current effort. Think of a pro athlete or a high-powered lawyer making, say, $10 million a year. They're rich.
For sure.
But if they have a $10 million a year lifestyle, which a lot of them do, they're still just living paycheck to paycheck.
Just on a much bigger scale.
Exactly. It's the rich trap.
Take that athlete. If they break a leg or their contract just doesn't get renewed, that income source,
That golden egg delivery.
just interrupted. It's gone. They go from making $10 million to zero almost overnight because they spent all the eggs and never built the goose.
Rich is a very fragile state.
Yeah.
Wealth, on the other hand, isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in time.
In time, exactly. The classic definition is, how long could you keep your current lifestyle without changing a single thing if you stopped working today?
It's all about passive cash flow.
That's financial freedom.
So this is where the power of the goose becomes so clear. Let's use a big number just to illustrate. But the principle works at any scale.
Sure.
Let's say you have $10 million. And it's invested conservatively, and I mean conservatively, at like a 5% return.
Okay. That asset produces $500,000 a year, passively.
That $500,000 is your guaranteed golden egg. It shows up whether you get out of bed or not.
Without you lifting a finger. That is the measure of being wealthy. You are independent of your own labor.
What's so interesting there is the focus on conservative returns. That 5%, why not chase 15 or 20%?
Because the goal shifts. It's not about maximum earnings anymore. It's about protection.
Protecting the wealthy view that $10 million, the goose, as sacred capital, it must be preserved. So they prioritize the safety of the asset over chasing high-risk eggs. Because if you lose the goose, you lose that $500,000 income stream forever.
And this focus on consumption, this brings us right to the middle-class trap. This is that common mistake that keeps even high earners completely stuck. They get more golden eggs, their income goes up,
And they immediately use it to buy things they think are assets.
but they're actually liabilities.
It's consumption disguised as achievement. When income goes up, people upgrade their lifestyle, not their balance sheet.
So let's talk about the big one, the house.
Right.
We're all told your primary residence is your biggest asset.
Right.
But if the goal is financial freedom, measured by cash flow, how is a house a liability?
Because a true financial asset puts money into your pocket.
Okay.
A liability takes money out of your pocket. And your main home, for all its emotional value, is constantly taking money out.
You've got property taxes,
Mhm.
the mortgage payment, insurance, maintenance that never ends.
It's a continuous drain on your cash flow. It demands your labor to keep it afloat.
So wait, it is part of your net worth, right? On paper.
On paper, yes, it builds equity, which is good for your net worth.
Yeah.
But the moment you start working, those expenses don't stop.
They keep coming.
They keep coming.
Yeah.
You need a job to feed the house. So the house isn't buying your freedom, it's sort of demanding your servitude.
And the other classic example is the new car. I have to admit, I bought a brand new truck about a decade ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched that depreciation happen in real time. It was probably the most expensive single drive of my life, just leaving the lot.
And that's exactly why we bring it up. It's pure consumption. A new car loses, what, 20% of its value the second you drive it away.
Oh, God.
You took a huge chunk of your golden eggs, your earned capital, and just watched it evaporate. Then it keeps costing you money.
So these purchases, they aren't feeding the goose. They are actively eating the goose.
If you're using your salary, your labor to buy liabilities, you're just trading your life force for things that keep you on the work treadmill. That's the trap.
Okay, so if that's the trap, what's the different game the wealthy are playing? What's the mindset shift?
They prioritize one thing, asset accumulation. They play the game of buy the goose first.
What does that mean in practice?
It's a total change in decision-making. When a wealthy person wants a luxury item, they don't ask, can I afford the monthly payment?
They ask, what?
What asset can I buy that will pay for this item for me?
Let's use that Porsche example from the source material. It was brilliant.
Okay, so someone wants a Porsche. The person playing the wealthy game does not use their salary to buy it. They see the car as an expense that has to be funded by an asset, not by their labor.
So step one,
Yeah.
take the money they were going to use for the car and buy a cash flowing asset first.
Right. A rental property, a portfolio of dividend stocks, something. They acquire the goose.
And step two is they wait.
They wait. They're patient. They let the assets start generating those golden eggs, that cash flow. This might take months, maybe a year.
Then step three, they use the cash flow that the asset produces to pay for the monthly lease on the Porsche.
Now look at the result. It's extraordinary. They get the Porsche.
And they still own the original asset that paid for it.
They essentially got the luxury item for free, paid for entirely by their money working for them.
And here's the kicker. When that Porsche eventually dies or gets traded in, the goose, the asset, is still there. It's still healthy and still making money.
Contrast that with the person who used their own sweat. The money is gone forever, and they have to go back to work to pay for the next car. The wealthy are building these perpetual money machines to fund their lifestyle.
But I have to push back on this a little. This sounds great if you have a few $100,000 lying around to buy a rental property. What about the average listener?
That's a fair question, and it's why the scale matters, but the mindset is universal. We're not saying you need a giant golden goose tomorrow.
You need to start buying baby geese.
You need to start buying baby geese. The mindset applies at $1,000 just like it does at $10 million.
So what this all means for you, the listener, is you have to shift your focus from earning to owning.
It's a decisive shift from the income statement, which is how much you make,
To the balance sheet, how much you keep and what that money is doing for you.
Right. You're constantly monitoring the health of your goose, not just counting the eggs.
Okay, we have to talk about lazy money. Because I guarantee a lot of listeners are saving, but that money is just sitting there.
If your capital is in a basic savings account, we call that a lazy employee. In fact, with inflation, it's actually losing purchasing power every day.
It's not just sitting still, it's shrinking.
It's eating itself. So the challenge is to fire that lazy money and put it to work.
I love that military analogy from the source material. Every dollar you save is a little soldier.
And you don't save soldiers just to keep them safe in the barracks. No. You send that soldier out on a mission to capture more soldiers.
You're deploying capital to generate more capital.
The goal isn't saving for safety, it's deployment for growth.
So your challenge for this week is to change the question you ask yourself. Stop asking, how can I earn more to spend more?
And start asking, how can I buy my first or my next goose, no matter how small?
Okay, let's make it practical. What are some of these smaller geese you can acquire?
The easiest entry point is probably just investing consistently in a broad index fund. That's a goose that lays small, reliable eggs through dividends and compounding growth over
You
time.
don't have to be an expert. It's diversified.
Another great one is buying a piece of equipment you can rent out, a mini goose. Like a high-end camera, a specialized tool. You buy it once, and it generates rental income every month.
Or a digital goose. Build some intellectual property, an online course, an ebook, something that generates passive fees or sales.
Exactly. You put in the work up front to build the asset.
And then it lays golden eggs while you sleep.
Yeah.
These are all things that are actively buying your freedom one egg at a time.
If you really internalize this difference between rich, which is consumption, and wealthy, which is accumulation,
You stop trying to look rich, and you just start focusing on becoming free. The goal isn't to impress your neighbors with a car that's losing value.
the goal is to buy your time, your peace of mind, your independence.
And this whole journey really comes down to that powerful agricultural analogy we found. It just wraps this all up perfectly.
Stop eating your seed corn.
Plant it.
That seed corn is your capital. It's meant to grow your future harvest. When you spend it all on consumption, you're eating the seed. You guarantee no future growth.
But when you invest it, you plant that seed. And you ensure the future harvest is just dramatically larger than what you started with.
That, at its core, is how you build real long-term wealth.
Next time, we're going to take this philosophy of intrinsic value and apply it to your professional life. We'll be talking about the psychology of pricing.
Yeah, why low price is always a race to the bottom, and how this wealthy mindset leads to premium pricing, which is really just about charging what you're actually worth.
We'll see you for the next deep dive.